E.N.D here, day 4 for the spoilers of March of the Machine. Leave me in the comments below what do you think about the set. I really value your opinion. Let's start. And I want to start with Search of Salvation. For 1 white instant, you and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Prevent all damage that black and or red sources would deal to creatures you control this turn. Also, I love the artwork. Tiller of Flesh, 3 and 1 white. It's a 2/4. Whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more permanents, incubate 2. If you don't know how to play incubate, I did a tutorial explaining this particular mechanic, how it works. Seraph of New Capenna for 2 and 1 white. It's a 2/2 with flying, 4 and 1 black Phyrexia mana. Transform it and it transforms into Seraph of New Phyrexia, 3/3 flying. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, it gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Oracle of Tragedy for 1 and 1 blue. It's a 1/3. Enters the battlefield or dies. Choose 1. Draw a card, then discard a card. Shuffle up to 4 target cards with mana value 3 or greater from your graveyard into your library. Change the equation. For 1 and 1 blue instant, choose 1. Counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. Counter target red or green spell with mana value 6 or less. Astral Wingspan for 4 and 1 blue. Enchantment Aura. Convoke. Enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchant the creature gets +2/+2 and has flying. Skyclave Aerialis for 1 and 1 blue. It's a 2/1 with flying, 4 and 1 green Phyrexia mana. Transform it and it transforms into Skyclave Invader at 2/4 with flying. When it transforms, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield. If you don't put a card onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. Captive Weird for 1 blue. It's a 1/3 with Defender, 3 and 1 red Phyrexia mana. Transform it and it transforms into Completed Conjurer, 3/3. When it transforms, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Invasion of Kamigawa, 3 and 1 blue. Enters the battlefield, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. 4 defense counters. And when it's defeated, it transforms into Rooftop Saboteurs, 2/3 flying. When it deals combat damage to a player or battle, draw a card. Gift of Completion for 1 and 1 black. Enchantment. Enters the battlefield, incubate 3. Whenever Phyrexian you control dies, surveil 1. Furnace Reigns for 2 and 1 red. Sorcery. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. Until end of turn it gains haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or battle, create a treasure token. Copper Host Crusher, 6 and 2 green. 8/8 trample and hexproof. Mutagen Connoisseur for 1 green and 1 blue. It's a 0/5 flying vigilance. It gets +1/+0 for each transformed permanent you control. Rare cards. Dusk Legion Duelist, 1 and 1 white. It's a 2/2 with vigilance. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on it, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Sunfall for 3 and 2 white. Sorcery. Exile all creatures. Incubate X, where X is the number of creatures exiled this way. A new board wipe for white. Sea Double, 2 and 2 blue. Instant. The spell can't be copied. Choose 1. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you may choose both. Copy target spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. Invasion of Karsus, 2 and 2 red. Enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, 4 defense counters, and when it's defeated, it transforms into Refraction Elemental, 4/4, Ward Pay to Life. Whenever you cast a spell, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. Ancient Imperiosaur, 5 and 2 green, 6/6, Convoke, Trample and War 2. Enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it for each creature that convoked it. Use 7 creature to convoke Ancient Imperiosaur and you get a 20/20 with Trample and War 2. Not bad. Deeproot Wayfinder for 1 and 1 green. It's a 2/3. Deals combat damage to a player or battle, survey 1. Then you may return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Surak and Gorklow, another duo from Tarkir, 4 and 2 green, 6/5 trample. Other creatures you control have trample. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn. Ozolith Shatter Spear for 1 and 1 green, legendary artifact. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on an artifact or creature you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on that permanent instead. 1 and 1 green, tap. Put a +1/+1 counter on target artifact or creature you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Cycle for 2. Mythic cards, Zimon and Dina, the duo from Strixhaven. 1 black, 1 green, and 1 blue. It's a 3/4. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Tap, sacrifice another creature, draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you control 8 or more lands, repeat this process once. So that was the last card in this particular day 4 of the spoilers of March of the Machine. Short video, I know, but it's the weekend, so it's the norm. Join me tomorrow for another day of spoilers, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.